AKA Taji.
It's Kia.
And this is Mel, and this is the Drunken Threesomes with the First Ladies.
Hey
Welcome.
guys.
Welcome. I'm a bird. Yes.
That's your
Okay.
bird. Don't be a bird.
Yes.
Yes, don't be. Oh, this cicada is. Oh, girl. That's
So,
Yes.
yeah.
And it's Educator.
Yes. We need to call it Wind Down LLC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the shout out. Yeah.
Yes. So this evening's Black Excellence shout out goes to, drumroll please, Jessica Snowden. Hey, Jessie. She is the
And
owner of For the Love of Yoni's.
Okay.
Check her out. She is amazing. She is on Instagram at For the Love of Yoni's. If you can't spell it, YONIS, all one word. And if you want to reach out to her, you can call her at 202 743 1528. She is Amazon. Okay. So
Okay.
shout out,
Okay.
girl. Get them Yanni steamed, y'all. In the steam.
Okay. And speaking of that Yanni, before y'all get that Yanni, get y'all glasses up too and your
Okay.
shots or whatever you got, because we're going to toast to being back with another episode and with my host. You feel me?
Okay.
So, swingers, join us. New swingers, join us. Clink, clink,
Okay,
clink,
clink,
clink.
clink, clink.
And yeah, just some red wine for me. I was running late, so a little red wine.
I have some white wine with some pineapple in there. Some
Ooh,
craving some
yummy.
pineapple.
Keeping it sexy.
Yes. And keeping the coochie sweet. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Speaking
have
of
pineapple
coochies,
for my
no,
lunch.
let me say.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Okay.
I am drinking Osh Gosh Bigosh, compliments of my grandfather. But
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
on the bottom it looked like that's how it sounds. It's gosh, gosh, gosh. Yes, that's what it's called, but it's absolutely delicious. It tastes like juice.
Good.
It is
Okay.
good. It's like a better version of teleport. It's good.
It is.
Well, so let's welcome all of our new swingers. Welcome to our orgy. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can know when
Ding.
our new show comes on. And then also welcome back to all of our old swinger hoes that keep just coming back and coming back and coming back. We really, really appreciate you
We do.
all joining this orgy. Yeah.
Come
We
again.
really do. We really
Okay.
do.
And speaking of swingers, let's get into the swinger of the week. And
Okay. Cause Shorty be ready.
okay.
In on it. Okay.
So the swinger of the week this week goes to
Drum roll, please.
it goes to okay. There's a lot going on here. Black or my Quan. He got so many different names. Yes.
Hey.
So we have a lot of swingers that check our shows out and give their opinions, and they may not be there on our live chat because they have, life and other things going on, but they are in the background supporting us, and he is one of them. So I definitely want to take the time to say thank you for supporting us, thank you for watching and giving your input. And hopefully we'll have him come on for our next topic for next week. So thank you so much, Black. We appreciate you.
Ew.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
That was a cute little
yes.
baby. That was cute. So anybody got like a little recap for the weekend?
Yeah, mine was I got my certification in Reiki energy healing. So I'm officially certified. And I will be going back in August to get the second level. I'm not getting a third level because the teacher said it was pretty much pointless unless you want to teach, unless you want to have the credential of being a Reiki master. I'm not really interested in that because I don't want to teach. So yeah, I'll be going back in August. So I'm excited about that, and I will be adding that. What's the word I'm looking for? Adding that service to the Wind Down LLC coming tomorrow, actually, because tomorrow's
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
March 1st. Okay.
Okay,
Good.
so yeah, look out for that on the website.
Nice.
Nice.
What you do, Meika?
Well, I basically concluded the whole birthday month celebration, even though we are in Pisces, but to me, we're not. So, yes,
Disrespectful.
we went to like this little Irish pub in the city. Um, I can't remember what it was called. Oh, Mean Fiddler. Yeah. Oh, I got it right this time. I kept fucking it up, but Mean Fiddler. And it was really cute. And I thought they said bottomless brunch, but they were saying bottomless bottles. So that it was $25 and it was like 7 different drinks and you can just keep picking whichever one you want. So we had the cotton candy champagne, I had strawberry margarita frozen, and then we had the sangria. The sangria was strong, and I was like, it was nothing but sand. It was no gria in there. And I was like, oh, so we had like 3 pictures of those. And girl, it was cute in there. And that little DJ, and they was playing the music, and it was like the little strobe lights all over, but you're eating. It's like you're in a club, but you're eating. That's the only thing I didn't like because when we were trying to talk, it was so crump and so loud, so turned up. It was like, yeah, what you said, Abby? Like, yeah, shout out to her. It was a great time. Like, she paid for everything because I wasn't expecting that because I had got some food to take home because I knew I wasn't cooking Sunday. So,
Okay.
shout out to her. Like, she covered the whole everything. And then we had a good time, though. We had a really good time. We was drunk, and then I got on home and sleep. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
And then I felt bad because, I was just out there in Maryland, but it literally was a blink. Like, it was a blink, but it's okay. It won't be
Yes.
blinking. It won't be blinking forever, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So that was my weekend.
I had a relaxing weekend, believe it or not. Shout out to my girls for helping me through the week as we sent mommy off very well to her final resting place. Rest in peace,
Okay.
mommy. Well, love you, miss you. Spent time with my family, my other mom, my godmommy. She came and I spent time with my niece and them, and we ate and ate and ate some more, and that's my favorite thing to do. Yes. Okay. That's what he said. But that's okay.
Okay.
That's this weekend. Yes. And that this weekend too. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, but I was able to just enjoy family and those that I love that love me, and that was enough. That was enough for me. That was enough for me this
Okay.
weekend. All my loves came over, and we had fun on a Friday. Is that Friday? No, I'm lying. That was after
On a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday, yeah. So that was my Wednesday was my weekend.
Literally, that's what it felt like.
Yes,
I
and
had to come back and work on a Friday. I was like,
Okay.
like,
Yes. What's going on? Yes.
Yeah.
So that was it for me.
okay, all right, good. So, all right. With that being said, I think we can turn it up a notch. We got all that out. Swingers, you can definitely drop down there. Let us know what y'all did over the weekend. We definitely want to know. Get on in y'all business. But, before we get into your business, well, I was a bird just now. Y'all saw that? I was like, I was a bird.
Not a bird.
That was a bird. So speaking of this bird, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into the
R.E.A.D.
18. Okay.
real entertainment all day. Okay. A source by the Shade Room, Hip Hop Lunch, The Vault Uncut, Hollywood Unlocked fan page, and hosted by yours truly. So we'll just jump in because this was like my least favorite news here, per usual. So, as trending as always, Kanye
I have an opinion on that.
Full screenshot and post this, and he's like, ran skeet off the gram. Tell your mother I changed your name for life. So apparently, yeah, Peter Davison deleted his Instagram account after his first post was flooded with Kanye West fans calling him skeet and telling him to find God. Yeah,
I have an opinion on that. Can I get my opinion?
You most definitely can. You can give it
Yes.
to me, him, and his new boo thing that looks like
Oh
someone
God,
we kind of
Kim,
know.
look like Kim. So
Okay.
I feel like Pete only did that only did because he ain't been on Instagram. You find this time to do. I feel like he did that because he knew Kanye was gonna do some dumb shit, and I feel like he purposely did that so that Kanye can make an asshole out of himself, and then was like, and delete. So I think Kanye bit debate on that. I think that was purposely done. That's
Mm.
like,
Okay.
cause I know he's
Well,
gonna do. Let me get an Instagram so I know he can, and probably to divert the attention to Pete more and off of Kim, cause you know how he was going on Kim. Probably like, all right, let me throw myself out here, be the bait real quick, cause he gonna bite it, and then I'm gonna
he
snatch back,
will.
and he gonna look dumb, like he's been looking dumb. Like he need to come, he need to get it together. But that's my opinion.
Okay.
Right. That's a
Well,
really good opinion.
yeah. So, yeah, just a sigh on that. So,
Oh, that's
To
moving
encourage
interesting.
on
you.
to other news here. Allegedly, supposedly, we have Big Sean's big photo leaked after posting it to his
Yes.
close friends list. I had to cover it up because,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so as you see, that's a Nintendo Switch or whatnot. This was posted, of course, to the close friends on a story. So, Big Sean confirmed with the Shade Room that the photo is not him, but the video I got of him with his ex definitely is him. So I'm trying to get that video, but I doubt I'll be able to show y'all here live and all that good stuff. But
Okay.
if you want to see the actual video without all the markings on it, you can definitely go to Twitter to the Vault Uncut or just slide in my DM. But he's saying it's not him allegedly. So I was like, okay, okay. So people started going a little further and a little deeper with it or whatnot. Here was a tweet randomly from Zoe.
You know what?
Posting, how long is a Nintendo Switch? People were curious. So Nintendo Switch, guys, is 9.4 inches, but allegedly he's saying that's not him. So whoever that is, it's meat. That meat is meat. It's meat. Yes, it's meat. And then someone else was like, "Where's the verified check mark?" So I'm like, "Okay, let's go back." I was like, okay, Big Sean, you're right. I don't see it there. But when he confirmed it wasn't him,
Oh,
it is there.
okay.
So I was like, okay, they might be on to something. But either way, girl, like somebody else said, them veins full of venom
Okay.
because
Yeah,
that thing was, but like I
Amen.
said, if y'all want to see, like I said, go to Twitter.
it
I
was
already
nice.
told y'all the stuff is in the description as well. But, slide in the DM. So whoever that is,
But
allegedly.
who would do that's so gay. Like who would that's why I feel like it is him, but it wasn't him that posted it. That's not his page.
Yeah.
That's a
Child.
fake page. Because why would somebody post that and then say Big Sean?
Right.
I have no idea, but to
Crazy
now
though.
move into more like some cuter things or whatnot, and we are literally on the last day of Black History Month. So
Yeah.
here were some fashions from the 53rd annual AACP Image Awards that just happened, and Mary looks good as usual.
Okay. Per
Like
usual. Yes.
she is just giving like I don't know any color she wears, she looks good in. Like
Mhm.
that is crazy. Like she can get away with any color. Like go ahead, girl.
She just
Mary. Oh, I was about to get into it. And then Marseille definitely loved this dress. She gave a little versatility. So you see, it could just be worn as is, or add a little skirt to it with the draping. So I was like, okay, girl, she is okay, but y'all better
Yeah,
work.
she still looks like a little tink tink, like a
She
little whammy.
does. She does. And then you got Kerry Washington here.
pose.
Okay.
Pose
She is close.
like that.
For me to.
She is, honey. She is ready. Okay. And then lastly, beautiful is and that dress is so gorgeous. Like
Yes,
that
that's
dress is
cute.
bad. Yes.
There's
So
another person that can wear anything and look good.
Mhm.
okay. Cause she look good. You look good, girl. Yes.
I like chocolate.
Okay. And then, a congratulations goes out to these two here.
Yeah.
But they're trending because of what they named the baby, which is
Wolf.
Wolf Webster. Yes, they named the baby Wolf. So I was like, okay, I mean, it's different. Each his own. Celebrities could do whatever the fuck they want, honestly. So,
Pretty much.
yeah, Wolf. Like, Wolf. Like, you know,
Horse
like,
shit. That's what came to mind. I don't know why.
That came to mind because this what came to mind when I saw that. When you start on a Zoom call and then your name lights up. What?
Oh my God, that big egg.
Yes, Big A. He is hilarious. So now, guys, debate time because I'm gonna need you guys' opinion on this. So there was a woman, she got a tattoo to let men know that she's HIV positive before they crack or whatever. So it was like, okay. Some of the comments were, she real for that with the clap, clap, clap. And someone said, fellas gonna ignore that, like the sticker on fast food restaurants that say it causes cancer. And I was like, what sticker? Like, oh shit! I was
Oh
like, oh,
God.
you're right. What sticker? And then someone else was like, I would still beat it raw without thinking twice. So I was
What?
like, no no judging, but you know, my little man might be. But uh
Why
okay.
she don't just tell him why she got tattooed it?
Okay, so that was my thoughts.
Yeah.
I was like, honestly, that's a situation or a sensitive that wants a conversation. You know, like if I'm talking to you with
Yeah.
Dana, we get to know each other.
Because
Let's
what
see
if
what's about
he
to happen.
like, yeah, what if he like, okay, or he or she, I don't know what she's into, or both.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
kiss, 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 and come down and be like,
It's there,
Like,
right, now that's gonna mess up the
like,
mood
tell me.
completely.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna get covered up eventually, but I mean, it's like to me, I feel like you live with it because mentally, physically, and emotionally you deal with it, and I feel like you don't need a reminder every time you take your clothes off of that right there, like you're literally living with it. So I don't know. That's just how I felt about it.
Or that could be like nigga, I told you. Like even if you told them and they be like, whatever, and you know, so if something was to happen, because it's tatted
Yeah.
on me and you see it right there, and I told you. So maybe that's just her what is it called? Consent form. Like
Okay.
Right.
because it's right
True.
there. Maybe that's that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, consent form.
Because
Okay,
if she
so
tell them that she HIV positive, they be like, you ain't never tell me. Well, I told you, and you went down there and saw what it was
Okay,
about.
you saw it. So yeah, I mean, I get it. Whatever works for her, I guess.
all right. So you
Gotcha.
see, swingers, drop your comments down below.
Please.
What y'all think, y'all thoughts. You see, we got a plethora of different, views right there. So that was good. That was good. All
Okay.
right. So, oh, kid, this is for you, boo boo.
Is it what
You
I think it
ready?
is?
You ready? Let me get
I
ready. I don't know
am.
what
I
you think it
am.
is, but we're gonna get ready.
Oh, I am.
So we got a
I am.
collaboration.
Yes,
The
that's
Krispy
exactly.
Kreme and Twix team up for a
God.
collaboration. You hear me? So,
I can't
introducing
remember
our
that.
first ever collab with Twix, chocolate,
Yes.
caramelly, crunchy goodness combined with your favorite donut, everything you love inside and out. It's available through March 6th, but I guess it only participating locations.
I'll drink to that. Yes, Twix.
So they
Mm.
said the two have come together to give customers an all new line of donuts that include a Twix chocolate bar. They come up with the different concoctions that are definitely attention grabbers. The first one is their bar donut filled with Twix, which is a bar donut dipped in chocolate icing drizzled with caramel and chocolate, topped with caramel pieces and stuffed with chocolate cream
Mm,
and a
mm,
full size Twix candy bar. Next, they have the original filled donut topped with Twix, which consists of donuts with salted caramel, filled dipped in chocolate icing, and topped with chopped Twix bars,
Mm.
pieces, and some caramel drizzle. And I said, God dang,
Ooh,
I need to take a look at that. Mm, look at that.
look at
So, yes,
that.
Tia, I don't know.
Mm.
Y'all got everything out there in Wakanda. I would not be surprised if it is there. And tell me how it is, because I do not have a Krispy Kreme nowhere near
Yes,
me.
I
I
hope they
can't
have
even
it out
eat
there.
that. We can't eat that.
We
Uh,
can't, but that's why I said, tell me how it is. Yes, and so,
I will definitely let the world know. Yes, coming to a
okay,
certain
yes,
near
you was
you.
on
Yes.
it.
You might have to go to another Krispy Kreme because you hear about our Krispy Kreme be
Don't be
bootleg. We don't be
crispy
having
in.
no donuts.
Right. They don't be Krispy Kreme in. Hang on, y'all. Y'all get it together.
I never had that issue though with that Krispy Kreme, so that's
Me
new to me.
neither. But we'll see.
Okay. And lastly, we're just gonna give a shout out to someone that we recently lost. So definitely shouting out my mommy, Michelle Antoinette Jones. Yeah, Sunrise 1964, Sunset 2022. So I feel like each of us should say an infamous saying because she legendary. So who wanna go first with any saying that they have with Michelle?
Well, you know mine.
And hit it.
Work it down, down. Work it down, down.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have so many, but mine is because it was our favorite movie too. Makani Kenny Kenny.
Yes.
And she loves saying brother
Always
no
said it wrong. She always said it wrong. She's like, kind.
Yes.
Oh, and of course mine is sucking my neck. That is it. And then my one before that, because that became my favorite one, but my one before that is when you be like, hey, Michelle, she's like, hey, bitch. And you're like, what you call me? That was my one. Just hit that on everybody. Hey, bitch. Yes.
Like we don't
my
hear
favorite
you.
was when she used to flash her titties. Remember she used to flash her
Oh,
titties?
yeah, just mind your business. She's like, hey, and I'd be like, Oh God!
Oh,
See
and then
all
her
these
infamous
beautiful
tuna,
memories.
girl.
Oh, that tuna. So you are definitely Miss Mama. We
Yes.
love you. You're gonna always be in these memories. We're gonna always talk about you. So definitely wanted to end the read on that positive note. Of course, sourced by all the above there. And definitely want to turn it back over to my bitches. But this was the mood I was in. Like when a teacher moved you away from your friends. This how I felt that short ass few like seconds that I was out there. I was like, damn, like I feel like I wasn't out there. I was like I just got depressed. But shout out to everyone here. Like, they be keying and stuff. But I was like, it just didn't feel long enough. But manifestation, elevation, alignment, and all of that. I won't be saying that forever. So won't be no back and forth trips. You feel me?
Okay.
And with that being said, that is the end of
In the end.
Yes.
So, ladies and gents and swingers and new swingers and everybody here, hey. So, tonight's topic, okay, is Tsunami Punani.
Okay.
Listen.
And our guest is here too.
Yes, awesome. So we're going to go ahead and bring our guests in. Let us welcome dun, 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 Dr. Towns. Is that how you pronounce it, Doc?
Yes, that's how you pronounce
it. Dr. Towns, how are you, girl?
I am great.
Yes, and I know you said you hurried up and poured your yes. What you got, girl?
I got some wine.
Yes.
Okay, girl.
Yes. Let's clink of that clink. Yes. So let me first say, Doc, I don't know if you had it poured to the rim or you just the one that does it the right way, but I pour mine all the way up to the top.
So I pour mine about halfway, and as you can see, about half of it is gone.
Okay.
So I should have brought
a big glass though.
Yeah, it is a big glass, but you still got to fill it up to the rim. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. I respect the half rim. It's okay. It's okay. But welcome. We are so excited to have you.
Yes, thank you.
These are the girls. These are my ladies. Yes. So tonight's episode is entitled Tsunami Punani. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is a wonderful start because as we know, March is Women's Month, right? So this is a wonderful start or segue to begin that month. But I am so tired of seeing like all these like posts and TikToks about this juice you can make and combine to make your punani taste sweet, smell sweet, sniffing in it sweet, this special aroma. And it's like, is that real? Like, is that something that we can do? Is it not going to throw our pH off? Or like, what is we telling the world to make their stuff smell good? And then they do it, and then it smells. It still might taste like, oh no, like
Like seafood
Okay.
boil. It smell like seafood boil.
yes,
Mm.
yes.
Oh, I
Oh,
like
Put
the
those
seafood
juices.
boil. Oh, I don't like that
it tastes
reference.
good, but I don't think it smells like that.
No, yes. So it's just it baffles me that social media makes us think that, oh, if we do this, it's okay. And if I use this down there, oh, that's gonna be okay. Not telling like the back, story or the story or the truth behind the things that we use and the things that we do to our bodies. So we wanted to talk and just have an open girl discussion, woman discussion about what's going on. Why is the punani tsunami, or is it something else going on down there that's tsunami in it? So
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I have more than one answer. So I think as far as things that you eat and drink and how that impacts the body, the answer is yes. What you eat and what you drink is going to come out of your pores. So you're going to sweat, you're going to, whatever secretions that you have, they can be altered by the things you eat and drink. So, of course, if you want to have more of a sweeter taste, then you may want to eat foods that are sweeter. So that is true. You want to avoid certain things. I read an article from a gynecologist that said avoid asparagus, which is something that I think is like a healthy food. Well, it is a healthy food, but I know for a fact that asparagus can make your urine smell funny. So I would think that it would also make your uh, secretions taste funny or smell funny. So I would just think of it like that. And then of course, drinking enough water is going to just make sure that everything is in alignment. There are so many, as you mentioned, so many um, educators who are not trained educators giving information that is not accurate. And just because it works for them does not mean it works for all women, or all people with a vagina. So I would just lean to the side of just be mindful of the things that you're eating and drinking. And things that already have a strong odor, like onions and garlic and things like that, they're probably going to have a strong odor to the rest of your body. So, as long as you're drinking enough water, then you should be good. But don't try any of those TikTok things. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, because I would just say, just skip.
I was like, not onion booty.
Yeah.
I saw something on I think it was on Facebook, going back to the asparagus. I love asparagus, but there's always this debate if when women squirt, if it's actually they're urinating on you. And I think this guy had posted, like, if you want to know if it's squirt or if it's pee, just take her out to eat and feed her asparagus first, and then you'll know, because the asparagus makes your urine smell strong. So then that's how you'll know if they're actually squirting or if they're urinating on you.
What if you don't eat asparagus? That was nasty.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I like asparagus.
I guess we won't ever know.
I like asparagus too, but that's a good point. I have done my own research on this topic because it comes up a lot as, what is squirting, what liquid is it? And number one, I would say that there's not a lot of research that's done on this, because you have to get people to volunteer to do it. And, like, who wants to volunteer to be under observation and squirt and then someone collect the liquid and then test, like, it's just kind of awkward, right? So we don't have a lot of studies on the topic, but I will say that the studies that are out there, they do kind of they hint to the fact that it could be a secretion from the bladder, but it could also be mixed with your own ejaculation. And so I think the key here is just knowing your body. And every body is different. So, I mean, if you empty your bladder before you have sex, then the chances of you releasing a lot of urine is going to be very low because you've already emptied your bladder. If you have a full bladder and there's pressure based off of the positions that you're in, then you could unknowingly release urine, And so I think it's just important to just be conscious of your body and knowing what type of positions you're engaged in, knowing what type of pressure. But I mean, people do squirt ejaculate. I mean, that's a reality too. And so there's no, like I said, we don't have very good research in this topic to conclusively state that every time someone ejaculates, that it's going to be some white substance, or that if someone squirts, it's going to be a clear substance of urine or whatever. We just don't know. And so even those studies that were done, like, they were less than 10 people. And so that doesn't really generalize across all women, across all races. So we don't really know what, we can't say for a fact that is urine. But I mean, to the dude's point about asparagus or other foods that cause a strong odor, I mean, that is a way, like, to kind of find out. But I would just say, like, if you're into squirting, if you like to squirt, your partner's like you squirting, what does it matter? Like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the liquid is. Like, everybody has their own things of what they like. So that's just my thing. Like, does knowing change if you're gonna squirt or not? Like, does knowing change anything?
I like this, doctor.
So
I think
that's
people just
my
want
point of
something
view.
to say. They just be wanting
So
to have something to say.
yeah, people always want to have something to say, and a lot of times it's men who have something to say about a woman's body. Like, just be
Okay.
just
Exactly.
And I want to know, is there a such thing as like too wet? Like, some people, they get just right, and then you have someone that it's like overly, like, it's, I don't know what to call it. I'm like snot. Like, it's just overly snotty, like, is that okay? Or is, like, should a person be worried? Or is that okay? Because I've seen wet and I've seen snotty, and it's a difference. It's a that's a lot.
yeah. I mean, I think these questions are good questions, but I think what it really boils down to is not really wanting to know what normal is. Like, wanting to put everybody in this box of normalcy. Like, if you are in this box, you're normal. And if you're not enough or too much, then you're not normal. And I think that that's really the real question, is why do we need to have a normal? Why do we need to have a box where it's like, well, if you are this wet, then you're good. But if you're too wet or not wet enough, then there's a problem. So that's the first thing. But as far as someone's lubrication, I mean, that's their body. That's how there must be a lot of arousal happening in order for them to, or a constant arousal. Because a lot of people go through this phase of sexual arousal where they start off and, they're just getting started, their body's getting warm, and then they start to get aroused and they get excited and they start lubricating, and then they are enjoying themselves and they orgasm. Maybe they have an ejaculation. And for some people, they just continue that cycle. And for other people, they stop. And so there's a point where they just don't get as wet anymore. And maybe they incorporate lube or whatever the case may be. But I just think that, like, whatever that level looks like, if the partner is enjoying it, then again, like, does it really matter? If the partner is concerned, like, they getting lost and they, they cased it, like oil, they slip sliding everywhere.
Okay.
Then I mean that's up to
You
them.
ashy. Here's some of that.
But I really don't see a problem with it. I think if the person is concerned, like, oh, I'm too wet, then maybe they should talk to their doctor about that and find out, are there things they can do to minimize or to deal with and cope with how their body functions.
So what about the opposite effect of that? Because is it true? You know how they tell you when you hit menopause, when you get older, you start to get drier down there, or perhaps you don't, your libido goes down. Like, is that true?
It is. It's true. It is. And the reason why is because it's our hormones. So estrogen is what impacts that, and another hormone called progesterone. And so those hormones impact our ability to lubricate. And so as we get older, those hormones aren't produced as often because we're not going to be having children, or at least our bodies aren't, they haven't been designed to keep having children, even though you still can. So as you get older, you produce less of those hormones. And the less hormone you have, the less of your body is able to perform in the same way. And so that's why, if you notice, if you're not on birth control, around your period, you get like really horny, you get really excited because your body is producing more of those hormones. And so if you've never tracked your period, I definitely encourage you to do so, because you'll be able to see what part of the month your hormones are the highest. And that's probably going to be the part of the month where you're most wanting to engage in sexual activity. And it's because your body is preparing to be pregnant. Like, that's what it's normally supposed to do. And so again, as we get older and enter menopause, it's more likely that you could have vaginal dryness. The same is true after childbirth. Your body is kind of like in this lower state of hormones, and it's drier. And so there are topical like creams that can help with vaginal lubrication, like to help the body do it on its own. And then of course there's all these lubes out here that can help as well. But it is true that as women get older, desire becomes less often, lubrication, and it's because of the hormones. So some people do hormone replacement therapy, and that will kind of help with the other symptoms of menopause, like the hot flashes and the mood swings and all those other things. So the hormone therapy can help kind of balance things out, but it can also help women get their, like Stella, get their groove back, right? So I think it's just important to ask those questions to your doctor, or ask your parents, your grandparents, other women in your family, kind of like, at what age did they enter menopause and what were the effects? Because that's probably going to be similar to what you go through.
Ooh, child.
I think my love is still good.
Don't be scared.
I ain't heard no complaints from my mommy, so
okay, yes, mommy. Yes.
Okay, yeah,
So,
shout out to Grace.
What are your thoughts about Yoni steaming? Like, I've had one before, and I guess because of I guess I was thinking this experience was going to be like so awesome, but I was just sitting there like, oh, okay, what is it supposed to be doing? I think I hyped it up, but I also think the environment, like the environment I was in, was just ghetto. So it wasn't like, I don't know. I felt like my first time, I was like, oh, I was all hyping it up. I thought it was gonna be the bomb, and then nothing. And what am I missing? Like, it was like not it, but I hear so many great things about it. So what are your thoughts about Yoni's things?
So my thoughts are just me personally, not as Dr. Towns. Me personally, I think that there can be benefits to those steams. I've never had one because of the research side of me. But I think personally, depending on your situation, there can be benefits. Like, for instance, someone who has had maybe a traumatic birth, and their body is trying to heal. There are some doulas and other healthcare professionals who may recommend like a yoni steam to help with the healing process. Now, that is a case by case thing. Now, for like the sex education research side, like Dr. Towns, I'm not a fan of them. And the reason why is because your body doesn't need that. Like on a regular basis, like every 2 weeks or every month or whatever, however often they are recommended. Your vagina does not need that. It doesn't need to be cleaned. It doesn't need to be steamed out. It doesn't need that. It actually can lead to more dryness because
That's what
because
I'm
it's too
afraid
much.
of. That's
Yeah,
why I
so
won't get it. I'm afraid. I'm like, I feel like it'll be just my luck. I try it and then I be dry. Like forever. I'm scared. That's why
yeah,
I
so I
won't
mean,
get
I think
it.
it just depends. Like
The steam
like
right. Steam me
yeah,
dry.
like
No.
everybody's body is different and it reacts to things differently. So like I am a proponent of like not putting anything up your vagina, like no douching, no, fragrances, no nothing, just like warm water, mild soap around the vulva, nothing inside your vagina at all, like nothing going up in there. Because I think that it gives this impression that like our vaginas are dirty, and they're not. They're not dirty. They clean themselves. We just have
Okay.
to make sure we're drinking water. Like they are designed to clean themselves. We don't need anything to clean them. That's just what it is. So I think from that perspective, I just don't go down that route. And I know several gynecologists that I follow like on Instagram and just in general who do not promote those. Lots of sex educators do not promote those because your body just doesn't need it. Now, if there is a situation where it could be beneficial, then that should come from a doctor saying, yeah, this might help in this area because of this. But just to get it as a normal part of your hygiene, I'm not going to recommend it. I don't think it's necessary. I think it just further gives the impression that like we're dirty, that our vaginas are dirty, that periods are nasty. And that's just not the take that I think we should have as women for our bodies. So I don't think that that's something that we have to do. Now, of course, there could be lots of people who comment and say, well, I've had it and it was great. And that's good for you. But for like all women, and like, I think that that's the thing, like things can be individualized to the person and people can have great experiences, but people can have bad experiences too, where their pH is off, where they're having, bacterial vaginosis, where they're having like infections. And that's what we want to be mindful of is the people who have bad interactions. We don't want to necessarily say something is good for you if it's going to lead to problems. And so that's just my take. But I mean, to each his own. If you want to do it and you like it and you have good experiences, that's on you. But me and mine's down there. We're good.
Well,
Okay.
what about waxing the cat? Like,
I don't think anything's wrong with waxing. Just because so waxing actually kind of became a thing, and a lot of people don't know this, but waxing became a thing. It was actually a public health recommendation to prevent crabs, because crabs, which most people don't even talk about crabs anymore, but like they're live little creatures, and they can attach to body hair, like your eyebrows, your eyelashes, um, your pubic hair, and they can like go from one pubic hair to like another person. That's how they're transmitted. And so waxing was kind of like a way to be like a prevention, like this is how you can prevent the spread other than the medicated shampoo is like not have pubic hair. And then it became like this like sexy thing because all the models in Playboy were all like waxed, and it became sexy and like attractive and this thing that men wanted women to have, and then women wanted it because they wanted to be desirable. But again, I think that it comes down to what you find desirable of your own body. some people have bad interactions with waxing and sugaring as well. So I think it's just a matter of knowing your body. But I mean, it's not necessarily going to hurt you unless you just don't like the pain or you don't like the process. But it's not, I haven't seen anything that says that waxing is bad for you.
Get one tomorrow. Okay.
But you do want to be mindful though that your pores, can be open during shaving and waxing. Shaving can be open cuts, and so your body can, be more susceptible to infection if there are, if your body's bleeding. And some people bleed from waxing, so you just want to be, protective until your body heals. But again, it's gonna be whatever you like, and that's what you do.
So I have a question. You shouldn't have a smell, right? I mean, like at all. Like even if it's like, unless it's like, I guess with the I guess whatever soap that you use, but you're not supposed to put the soap inside you. But usually you should just smell like nothing, like your own pheromones, right? Like you shouldn't have a smell down there, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say we all have a smell. It's our own unique smell. But as far as like being like, smelling like flowers and smelling like,
Fish.
smell like
seaweed. Smell like seaweed. That crab oil.
No, you don't need to smell like any of that. You should smell just like your own scent. Everybody has their own scent, and
What makes it strong?
embrace your scent. Embrace it. Know that it's yours. No one else has it. But you don't need to smell like any of these. You don't need to smell like powder, and you don't need to smell like almonds and coconut. You don't need to smell like none of that. No.
Do you know the cause, like what makes the scent strong in some people?
Like our own scent?
Yeah, like you can smell your own scent, but like let's say someone walk by, you smell they walk by air, like their scent is strong. Like what makes it like that? No, I'm serious.
No, so there are so of course we have our own body odor, and then we have like our vaginal and genital scent as well. Now there can be some very strong disturbing odors. A lot of times those are caused by infections. So bacteria vaginosis can cause a strong odor. In some people, an infection called trichomoniasis, or like the short version is trick, that often causes a strong odor. Some other infections can cause that as well, but not all the time. And so I think it's just important to just be aware of if your scent changes or if you smell a scent, like a fishy odor or anything that's really strong that doesn't seem like it's normal, what you're used to. That's when you should probably go to the doctor, because that can be some underlying issue. Even like people use tampons and cups and diaphragms and pads and all of that. Even the scent of blood. Now, of course, smelling blood during a menstrual cycle would be considered normal because you're bleeding. But to just be like letting that scent linger means that you probably need to be changing whatever you're using to collect it. You need to be changing it a little bit more often. Maybe you're bleeding too much, or not too much, but you're bleeding heavier than what the absorbent is doing. And so that could just mean if you smell blood that you need to change your pad or your tampon or your cup or whatever. So sometimes it's just like an awareness thing, like just being mindful of what's happening and not just letting it be. But again, you don't need to use any special soap to clean yourself out. You just need to drink water and clean it with water, and it'll do everything else.
Okay. Yes, swingers, y'all hear it. Y'all hear this.
Drink your water.
Drink water. Please drink water. Water is good for you.
Yeah. So I do have a go ahead. Oh no, my last question. I know, well, I taught high school health. And it seems like after high school, that's it. Like no one talks anymore about sexuality or women's health or health in general. It's like, okay, we learn a little bit in school, we learn just a little bit in high school, and then after that, and we become adults, what's left? We don't, I mean, we hear about menopause, we hear about our body goes through changes, but who is there to teach us as we get, to become adults about our changes in our bodies? So, in regards to that, like, what do you suggest older adults or older adults? How do you, what do you recommend for us to get more educated or get more education in sexuality, our bodies, and what's normal or not normal, but what we're supposed to experience and whatnot?
Yeah, that's really tough because I used to teach human sexuality for college, and a lot of the students were, like 18, 19, 20, and they were, the last time they learned anything was like middle school, like fifth, sixth grade. And they were like adults, and some of them, I don't know if they were having sex or not, but they were old enough to be making those types of decisions, and at a college campus. So it's really tricky because, even if someone goes to college, they may or may not have access to a course, and 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, it's not required for them. It may be like an elective or something like that. And then, so you only get a few people who take the course. And then you're not even counting the people who aren't even in some sort of like college environment to have access to a course. So the availability of information can be limited. I definitely want to give kudos to the educators who are trying to use social media to educate people, whether it's via TikTok or Twitter or Instagram, Snapchat. Well, probably not Snapchat, but TikTok, like with the use of like reels and videos and even like just images to share information, because that's really the only place. I mean, there are maybe, you know, there are probably community resources that are available, but usually those are geared towards certain populations who don't really have access at all. They may be tied to funding, like, well, we have to do this program to keep this amount of money to keep our doors open. And so there's not really like regular programming available to adults. And that's a shame. But I think that knowing which sort of accounts and like people you can follow are going to help spread the message about these topics. And I can recommend some that I think do a great job of educating, the masses about things. And I think that we just really need to do a better job of doing that, because, it's just, people have jobs and they don't always have, the availability to spend time educating people outside of their work if their work does not call for them to do that. And our society doesn't really care about sex education. I mean, if they did, it would be something that's required to graduate. It would be something required to take at some point in your life, and it's just not. And so sex is just, it makes money for our society, but it's not something that our society wants to invest in to make sure people are making healthy decisions. But yet, on the back end, we have to spend tons of money in treatment when people have STDs, or we do a lot of treatment, whereas the prevention side is messaging, but it's not really education to where people really understand how their bodies work and are able to make healthy decisions. So there's a disconnect between like the medical community and the education community about what information needs to be out there. You can ask your doctors and hopefully they'll, give you some advice. And but again, how often are you seeing your doctor? So, you get one time or maybe twice a year to ask them questions. Where are you getting information the rest of the year? So there really needs to be an investment, like a real investment with money behind it, stating that here are resources, not just on a website, but like here are dedicated people who are going to make sure information is reaching people. so that folks have the information they need, and that's just not happening.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, you heard it here with the doc. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I have some resources. So if you do have Instagram, I think the Sensible Sexpert is a good resource. Dr. Windasha Hall does a phenomenal job of talking about all different types of things, especially as it relates to the Black community, for Black women and femmes. I think that's a great resource to start, just to like get familiar with your body. I have to think of some other ones. I'll think of some other ones, but that's the first one that came to my head. That is a good resource around just education, just like the basics of education. Love Crave, that just came to mind as well. That's a good one. They do a lot of TikToks about how to clean your vulva and things like that. Let me see. What's the Period Doctor is a GYN who does education as well about your menstrual cycle and just health in general. She's a obstetrician, Black doctor. So there's resources out there. It's just knowing where to go to get it.
Okay.
Look at that, guys. So y'all make sure y'all check that out, okay?
Get that vulva clean. Not Volvo, not the vehicle, but the vulva. Y'all be acting like I don't know no better sometimes. Did you ladies have any more questions for the doc?
She covered all my questions. I did have one thing as far as like loose skin over time. Is that what it is? Like that's just what it's gonna be, or that's not the case for everyone? Because I hear it's like as you get older, you get the loose skin, but then some people have loose skin young. So
Some on the lips.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, loose skin, the lip,
Like,
Loose booty.
loose. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It hangs. You know, it gets loose. They say some people were like from having babies, and that's how their vagina end up looking like that. But that's not the case for everybody. So
Look
I
like
just,
chitlins.
Yeah. So I thought I have.
I'm
So
gonna say, we got a demonstration graph.
Okay, yes, let's see that loose booty.
So I was trying. I don't know if these are going to even show up on the screen well. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay.
So demonstration graph. Okay.
So I don't know if you can see this,
Oh,
but
yeah.
there are
Yeah.
multiple like shapes, sizes, colors of
Oh.
lips and vaginas. And I think this is the one you were thinking of. It's like having more lips.
Yes. It's more, it's like, lippy.
meaty.
So really, it's just, we are born with however our body is going to develop into, and of course, our experiences can impact that. I think, again, as I was mentioning earlier about education, I think that our education textbooks have done a disservice to women of color, not just Black women, but showing what a vulva and what our lips look like of various colors and shapes and sizes. And some people's outer lips are, like what you would think is that your outer lips are bigger than your inner lips. But some people's it's the opposite, where their inner lips are bigger than their outer lips. So just like, our toes look different. Some people have longer toes and shorter toes. Like, I think that we need to have more representation of the variety of our genitals, like for men, women, whoever. And we just don't have that really. I mean, we have, some diagrams that show that, and there's been a move by some really great graphic designers to include, Black babies and Black brains and things like that in textbooks. But for so long, you have to think about the history of this country and like who was in control of developing these things. They weren't us. And so that's why we don't see ourselves. And so if our vulva doesn't look like the textbook, we like, wait a minute, what's going on with me?
It'd be a little pink pink.
Yeah, like
Your
our
book. That's
we
it.
ain't pink, you know, and
Okay, girl. Okay.
you know,
Some
no
of
matter
y'all. Some of y'all.
so I think that is something that I think, you know, educators, people in my field have really been pushing for that and like fighting against that. And hopefully that will change where we will see more of ourselves in textbooks. But having loose lips or tight lips or whatever, that is just a reflection of your body, and there's nothing good or bad or wrong or anything like that. It's just that's what your lips look like. And so I don't think, you know, of course childbirth and other things can impact that, of course, but there are people who never have kids and their lips are larger than others, and then during sexual, you know, encounters they get larger and full as well. I mean, your lips and your clitoris, they get full of blood just like an erect penis does. And so your clitoris gets hard just like the tip of a penis, or like the shaft of a penis gets hard, and all the nerves and everything are going on, you know, down there. So it's really just understanding our bodies and, you know, detaching the shame from what you think it's supposed to look like. And we need that representation in school and books and anything to just show, like I showed these cards here, that there is a variety of what our genitals look like. So
And it also doesn't, so basically it doesn't mean if you have larger lips that hang a little bit, that don't necessarily mean you're ran through. Because I know a
no,
lot of people equate,
no.
oh, she done been ran through. She, you know, no, that's just how her lips look.
And it doesn't matter. Like the thing is like our vagina is a muscle. So even
Exactly.
if you've had 100 partners or 2 partners, it's going to contract and it's going to release just like a muscle. So just like your arm can go up and down, it's a muscle. When it gets lubricated and aroused, and it's going to expand. That has nothing to do with the number of people you have been with. It doesn't matter if you use sex toys, fingers, penises, whatever. That really does not impact how tight or loose you are. It doesn't. So if you think that, just stop. Like, do some education.
Yes, these
Stop.
dudes on
And
social
again,
media, they don't be knowing what they be talking about.
no,
Again, men telling women about their body.
right. Like, and the thing is that I think that sometimes because men may see multiple different, like if their partners are women and they see multiple different versions of what a vulva looks like, they may equate that or associate that with, oh well, you know, her lips like this, her lips like that, and you know, I noticed she's had whatever partners, or maybe she hasn't, or they don't know, and they just think whatever they think, and they make it sound like it's a fact. Like, how are you going to give a fact about a body part that ain't even yours?
Okay.
So, you know, and sometimes women, unfortunately, do co-sign and all of that stuff, which doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Right.
But the reality is that no, you know, the vagina is a muscle. It, you know, expands, it contracts. When blood is flowing and excitement is happening and lubrication is going on, it gets looser, it gets wetter, whatever the case may be. So that does not mean that you've had a lot of partners, that you've been ran through, whatever. That does not mean any of that.
Yes, so if yours look like chitlins, embrace them chitlins. It is not your fault.
Num num num.
I don't like chitlins though, but yes.
Wow.
So
But
yeah,
it's
you
okay,
got
no
all my
touching.
questions out the way. I promise. You got all my
Yes.
questions out the way now.
That was a good one though, because you know, sometimes I think people are afraid to ask that. Like, you know, what if my lips don't
Not mine.
you know, and the textbook is just one demonstration of one vulva. That's not what they don't all look alike. We don't all look alike as people. So why would
Probably have the same, right?
Exactly.
Doesn't make sense. Like, that's just common sense. We don't all look the same. Even siblings look similar, but they don't look the same. So why would our genitals all look the same?
Right.
Right.
Like that.
Exactly.
Our breasts don't look the same.
I'm about to say, you got one titty bigger than the other, so they don't even look the same. So,
like, you know, like embrace your unique self and your, you know, we need to just appreciate diversity rather than pinpointing and picking at it. Like, oh, yours is no, like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I never seen that before. like change the perspective.
Right. See, one person at a time. Like, okay, girl, I see your chitlins. You better go, girl.
Yes, girl,
Period.
get them chitlins. Ain't all
Okay,
the chitlins.
work that. I ain't mad at it.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, so yes.
So, Dr. Towns, we just want to say thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for your condolences because I know we had a little back and forth. But thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, doctoring, and coming to chill with us ladies.
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you so
have
much.
shed light on
Very
a lot of
informative.
things that
Mhm.
our swingers and others are like you said, they're afraid to ask because they don't want to feel shamed or feel like they're not normal. But we're gonna stay out of that normal box and we're gonna be in a no box and know that we are right.
And we all different.
Yeah,
We
we're
all
all different. One thing that I've learned is instead of saying normal, say what's typical. Like what typically happens, or what do things typically look like? And that will change from being normal and abnormal to being, what does the majority, look like or face versus the small bit of people who are a little bit, outside of the majority. But it changes the way we think about, am I normal or not? Like, yes, you are normal. Everything you go through is normal. But are you a part of the majority, the typical versus, this is something that's kind of like not, maybe more rare, or, your experience is more rare or something like that. I think if we change the language, we can change the way we view ourselves and the way we view other people. So thank you for having me. It is always a pleasure to share my thoughts and opinions, and everything I say people won't like, and that's okay. But these are my thoughts, and so I'm happy to be here, and thanks for having me.
Thank
Oh,
you.
appreciate it.
We appreciate you and keep on teaching, girl.
Yes.
Oh, wait, a toast for the road.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
oh, she almost done.
I know.
Doc was not playing. Go ahead and sip that sip, Doc. I see. Okay. Sip
okay.
that thing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So
Thank
take
you.
care, Dr. Towns, and thank you again.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right.
Yes.
Bye.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, my butt. Oh, that was good info, y'all. So
Yeah,
stop putting yourself in the box. Myself
Y'all
included.
learned
Like,
something,
why does it
swingers.
look like that? That ain't supposed to look like that. Hers don't look like that.
Yeah, so y'all swingers learned something.
There's some people that ain't got no lips. And
Yeah.
their little thing go ding, ding, ding.
What is wrong?
On that note,
Okay, I'm tired.
me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, meaty.
Yeah, so let's get into this No Judge Zone, hosted by yours truly.
Okay.
No Judge Zone.
Oh, that was funny.
Okay. So a friend of mine was having a discussion about a guy that has been interested in her, and they went on a few dates, but he's been asking her recently to go out of town with him. She doesn't mind going out of town with him. However, he has a credit repair service and he's charging her full price. That's ghetto. Sorry. That's 12. However, he's charging her full price for it, and she has a problem with it now that she's has wait, hold on, let me go back. She doesn't mind going out of town with him. However, he has a credit repair service and he's charging her full price for it, and she has a problem with it now. She's hesitant of going out of town with him because he's charging her $1,000 for credit repair. Okay. So my question to y'all is, if there's an issue with someone you're dating charging for a service, ladies, would it turn you off, or no, you don't mind paying? So it's two separate things. I want to make sure I'm making if it making sense to me. He has a credit repair service. Her credit isn't really that good, so he's charging her $1,000 for the credit repair service.
To use her.
However, on the other hand, he wants to go out of town with her. So him going out of town with her don't have nothing to do with the credit repair. That's just a separate thing, right?
That's what I would assume. That's what I. But
Okay,
he,
so
they are
well,
kind of dating because they went out on a few dates
they went out on a, but
before.
are they exclusive? Because I know, like, if it was a dude I'm dating and we ain't exclusive and we just going out on a couple of dates, I'm charging you. You want to book an appointment for a massage? You need to go on www.thewilddownllc.com and I am charging. Now, every once in a while, well, I'm not gonna say every once in a while because I ain't been massaging niggas and dating niggas, but like he might get like a little extra add-on or something like that. Like, might be okay, I'll give you an extra 30 minutes or extra 10 minutes or something. But no, I'm going to charge you. That's my price for my service. But I think it
Then
is
he
a
asked
little
her out of
awkward. Like
town.
it's
Like he asked her
awkward.
to go out of town with her. So to me, we went on
That's
a
a
few
little bit
dates.
more than just us
You're
talking.
right.
Yeah.
Like you want me
Yeah.
to go out of town somewhere with you. Like we're gonna be
Is he
together.
paying for that?
Okay.
Because
I
that's a
don't
difference. Now, if he
know.
paying for that, if we going out of town and I'm not paying anything, then that's a little different. Like I would still feel like, damn, I still gotta pay this $1,000 for this credit repair. Like, can I
Right.
get a discount?
Exactly. Like pay the $1,000 and pay for my part of the trip. Like, what are you doing?
But yeah, if I'm not paying, like I'll probably be
Oh,
like, oh no,
maybe
that's
it's a
okay, I
test.
can't
Maybe
go.
it's a test on his end. Like you never know. I don't know. Maybe it's a test. I don't know. Like I feel
But
like it
even
should be
still,
more to
don't
the
test
story than
me.
leaving out some stuff for us.
Yeah, because like even
But
even still, if it is a test, don't fucking test me. Like don't test me like
Okay.
that.
No,
Don't
thank
do
you.
or
that.
he's testing to see what type of woman that is, to see if he really want to
Hmm.
continue to, pursuing her or
What?
whatnot.
But
Because
that's
I don't know,
dumb.
You're too old to be tested,
niggas be
folks.
out
You
here
Yeah,
sound like
like
you
that's
ought to
dumb.
go
Why
out
you gotta
there.
do all that to see what type of person
Right.
I am? If you want to date me
Mhm.
exclusively, you want to take me out of town or not. But
And first of
if you're
all,
inviting me, then and
you
I'm
should
still gotta pay
pay.
you this $1,000, you need to pay for this trip.
That's what I'm saying. If
right,
you're inviting me on a trip, you should definitely pay. Or
Mm.
that needs to be a discussion we need to have. Like, or I'll
right,
pay 60, you just pay the 40%, or I'll do the hotel, everything, you just get your plane ticket. Like that need to be a
right.
discussion type of
And
situation.
then
But if
if
you
you
asking me,
and if you
then
repaying my credits, nigga, I ain't got it. If my
Right.
credit, I ain't
you
got
Okay.
got
it.
that
Better
thousand
put me on a
dollars.
payment plan or
You got the
something.
$1,000 I got from Boosie from showing it on the internet. Like,
Okay, like
yes.
And
oh,
then, ma'am,
No.
my question, no shade, but what you paying $1,000 for him to repair your credit? You can repair your own credit. I mean,
Sometimes
you
it's
have
not
to
that
be. I
easy.
mean, this,
Sometimes they got inside where they can get shit removed faster than you can get it removed. It might still take some time. It might be like
like
3
it's
months.
not. They don't get it done faster. They just know. It's the
yeah,
convenience. When you pay people for credit repair,
it's a
you're
convenience.
paying for the convenience of them doing the stuff for you. You can do it yourself. All
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta do
what
is
I'm
type
saying.
up a letter and mail it in. It's just the
Yeah.
convenience of typing it up. They doing everything for you, sending it to all the
Mhm.
people.
But
That's what you're paying
$1,000,
for.
girl, you got, honey. A
What kind of
thousand
letter
dollars.
you sending
How
to
you gonna
all
pay
the people?
$1,000 and your credit
What
already
kind of
jacked
letter you
up?
sending to all the people? Would you tell them I ain't got it? Kind of
You
letter?
know, like certain things that be on your credit. What is it
Oh,
called?
you hit up them people.
Yeah, you hit and be like, this needs to be removed because X, Y, and Z.
Oh,
You
like
have to
my
do
food and
research, but
house.
like certain things should not be on your credit report. Please remove this because X, Y, and Z. They have a
Mhm.
certain amount of days to respond or to remove it. And if they, don't do it, you can get
Then
it.
it's
It's all
removed.
types
You
of
just
stuff, but
remove it.
it's just a
Yeah.
matter of sitting down and doing that shit yourself. You could do it,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
those people, 1,000 is a little steep for that too.
That's a whole bunch. That is half of
I wonder what
that's my
membership she
mortgage.
went with. That includes, I don't know what that includes.
You better give me
Everything,
a
I
new credit
hope.
score.
So I hope you get my
Girl.
whole credit repair and a new house. Like,
Right.
Okay.
That
listen.
include everything you can do for yourself. You just have to take out the time to do it. But like it's like Melanie said, it's a convenience because you ain't gotta go through all that. But for $1,000,
This is what I
Right.
say. If he paying for the trip, go on the trip, and then that's it. Don't even pay. Be like, oh, I don't need to fix my credit. Go on a free trip. If you feeling some type of way, go
right.
on that free trip, and then say F that credit report. I mean,
Okay.
F that credit repair
Mm,
and get somebody else to do it. You can get that done for cheaper.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that is a little weirdy. Like,
It is.
and I definitely didn't hear you guys say anything about sex yet or anything like intimacy, just a few dates. So obviously it's a few dates.
He
You
tried
kind
to
of
say
feeling each other because if it was just date one and done, it'd have just been that. But
Right. He would have been
now he
dancing
wanted
on
to
the
take you
trip.
out. Yeah,
And
on
where
the
he
trip.
taking you? What did it say where?
You know?
No.
Is that going to make a difference too? Hold on.
Yeah,
Let's
because if he's taking me out of town to Virginia,
Right. Versus the Cancun or somewhere. You taking me out across that water. That's a little,
take me somewhere
that's
that's worthwhile.
intimacy.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm paying you and that $1,000 you want me to pay you is going towards the trip. I bet you that $1,000 going towards the trip payment.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, if she paying him, you right. If you know,
paying for the
this
trip
is
a
just
lot.
a little messy for me.
That sounds like he trick bagging you.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
How many
a
other
little
girls he
messy
do this
for
to?
me.
He finessing you.
Because I've never been in that type of situation, but I honestly feel like that would turn me off because that would turn me off. I'm sorry.
I don't think there's any wrong.
I'm just speaking for myself. That would turn me off because I know what I'm used to, what I've been dealing with, what type of people. We don't have these type of like
I'm not paying $1,000 to get my credit.
Right. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
She like, first of all, we still on that.
Yes, you can feel how you entitled to feel however the way you feel.
Yeah, you can, girl.
But revisit that $1,000.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
a lot.
can.
But
I
don't
don't pay your credit for $250. No.
if you want to
Tell
go on
us
a
how
trip,
the trip went if you do go.
yeah, make the trip worthwhile or worth it.
Walk it down.
Okay. I need to blow my nose so bad.
Oh my
I
God.
don't like this allergy feeling. But yes.
So they gave it to you. They told you. So do what you may. Definitely want to follow up. I want to know how to
Yes,
trip. Where y'all
please
went.
let us know what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Yes, my curl won't quite stay. I have the Luther Vandross curl going on. Like,
Because
you
you
see
keep
that?
messing with it.
I know. I'm sorry.
I have to apologize to me. It's your curl.
Yes.
So okay, so if you all we plugging right, plugging
Yeah,
the
we
hole, right?
plugging. We is
Okay.
plugging the hole. It is time
So
for the climax with the lips. Okay.
okay, yes,
Chitlins and all.
okay. So yeah, if you want to contact us, you have any hold on, y'all. Wait a minute, 1 second. You have any you have any topic ideas or you just have any comments or concerns, go ahead and hit us up on our email at firstladies2412@gmail.com. You can check us out on our Facebook. It's Drunken Threesomes with the First Ladies. Are you okay?
You made her choke on her spits.
Then you can also check us out on Drunken Threesomes on Instagram, Drunken Threesomes Podcast. You can check us out. We have a plethora of social media handles. You can check us out on TikTok. That's Drunken Threesomes 2412. You can check us out on Twitter at Drunken Threesomes. And then also on Spotify, you can check us out if you are unable to watch us and you just want to listen in. We are also on Spotify at Drunken Threesomes with the First Ladies, I believe.
Yes, and I almost died on live.
That girl.
Okay.
That went in the wrong. That went down wrong right there. I put my hands up. Like,
okay.
Whew. All right. Now that I'm done, almost tapping out right there.
Me.
Okay. Let's grab our glasses, shots, so whatever you guys have, swingers, and let's toast. Clink, 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 clink.
Try and get that
To
last
the end of the show.
Okay.
Well, somebody got a heavy throat. Someone's like,
Me?
go.
Deep
throat. Okay. Oh, that little mouth. Yes, you went in.
Yes. I was like, oh, okay.
So,
my little baby throat.
If you were still wondering, we are Still
going
strong.
strong.